Welcome to Wednesday, the 11th day of December, 2024. Your Day Weather Podcast brought to you by Converse County Tourism. Douglas and Glen Rock, Wyoming are bustling with action this holiday season. Plan your excursion, including fun activities, beautiful downtowns, and historic treasures. Learn more at conversecountytourism.com. Well, for most of the Rockies and adjacent plains just east of the divide, temperatures will be moderating today. It's still going to be windy, and there's still going to be a lot of cold just off to the east as northwest winds aloft come right out of Canada into the nation's midsection. But the coldest of the cold is shifting east. There's still going to be a lot of winter weather, though. For you folks in southeastern Montana, northeastern Wyoming, western North and South Dakota, you're still going to have cold northwest winds, and at least through the early part of the day, still some lingering areas of light snow and snow flurries. Then it's less about Canada and more about the Pacific beginning Friday and into next week. We talked about a Pacific wave train beginning, and it gets started with a little wave on Friday, with other waves coming in behind it. This ultimately is a much better pattern to get the snow back on the mountain slopes again. So for you skiers and snowmobilers, this is a good pattern over the next week to bring snow back into the mountains of the Intermountain West to the West Coast. This does not necessarily mean too much snow or much on the plains. Maybe a little bit in spots, especially Sunday into Monday. We'll show you that here in a moment. With the Pacific taking over, we're going to lock up the Arctic air in Canada. We're going to see a more mild trend across the U.S. west to east. Doesn't mean it's going to be terribly warm, but at least initially, for the next week to 10 days or so, we don't see any Arctic air intrusions after the current one works its way out. We actually had things falling from the sky over the last couple of days, which some of you haven't seen that lately. Great shot of a snow shower there with the system moving through over the last couple of days across southeastern Wyoming. Snow showers all the way out into the plains near Ogallala, and just beautiful cloudscapes again with the changing weather pattern. Now, a great shot here, it's actually a video of lenticular clouds over the Grand Tetons, as you see here in a minute. Nice pan of the clouds.
Forecast.
And with the winds aloft so strong, not only did we have good wave cloud action, but we had something you don't get to see very often, which is Kelvin Helmholtz clouds. Here's a shot from Cody, but we also had a shot of these clouds in other parts of the region yesterday. Now, when you get really strong winds aloft and instability and moisture in the atmosphere, you get this wave formation that forms. And it's basically caused by very strong winds aloft with wind speeds at different layers, with a very strong layer on top, and also you need some instability and moisture. And when you get this strong shear situation, you get the wave formation, and it's a little bit hard to see with the lighting, but you can see the wave clouds here between Salt Lake City and Alpine. On an Angel flight here from pilot Steven here, great shot of the wave formation here. So they were showing up yesterday, which meant a bumpy ride. If you were up in the air yesterday, strong winds aloft, those wave actions going through there. So it's kind of a treat to see these. You don't get to see them very often, but when you do, there's something going on with the weather. Here's something else going on over Blackfoot Reservoir in Idaho, the Soda Springs, Idaho area. You can see the concentric circles on the ice. This is something that could be from a variety of factors. You can see frozen eddies, sometimes light snow falling on the water as it freezes or temperature changes. Could be a lot of things. So a couple of shots from the air yesterday. Now here's one from space. And here's the next Pacific wave coming on in. We still have a little bit of high pressure here, winds aloft coming in from the northwest, but this high pressure is getting squeezed as the jet stream is going to make its way up, over, and down. But now Pacific energy and moisture is beginning to move in to the west and will translate eastward. So this is where we're going to be today. So you can see the jet stream is causing a skinny high and a deep trough, dagger of cold, going all the way down to Florida again. And a lot of the Midwest and the Great Lakes going to go into the deep freeze, as you'll see here in a minute. Strong winds aloft will continue to pump snow showers and light snow into the Black Hills region, at least early in the day today. Anywhere you see the tighter gradient here in the change in colors is where that strong jet stream flow will be, and that's where the air at the surface is going to be a lot colder. And here we go. These are the temperature anomalies by 5 o'clock this afternoon. Arctic air intruding into Minnesota, Wisconsin, and North Dakota. And by tomorrow, you can see that it's stretched out more west to east. It backs up a little bit into eastern Montana. This would be the boundary of it being really cold. Just off the mountains, but into the plains and Great Lakes where it's been for the month of December so far. But notice how this is getting more oriented west to east, this cold. It's because the Pacific is going to start to push on it. And we're going to see that beginning on Thursday. So the cold makes its push, then it begins to go a little bit more east to west. Now we start the wave train. We have a little wave coming off the west coast. This is for tomorrow night. So tomorrow night into Friday morning, we're going to see a little bit of precipitation. This is not a very moist system. If it had moisture with it, it would be quite the weather maker, but it's kind of moisture starved. But it will bring a little bit of moisture as it comes through. Thursday night, areas west of the divide, and into Friday morning, it'll be coming over the divide, and we're going to have a small little upper low over northeastern Colorado moving through. We just don't see a lot of weather with this, but we're going to see some, especially the mountains of Colorado and southern Wyoming, some snow showers along the I-80 corridor. Again, nothing to write home about, but there'll be a little bit of weather Thursday night and Friday with this system right underneath that low there as it comes through. Then we can see other troughs lined up. And here's that more west to east flow with a jet stream across North America. And the really cold air in the north and the east lifts up northeastward into eastern Canada, runs into this big high here. So it's the wave train. So the first one comes through Thursday night and Friday. And between Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday morning, you can see the moisture that will come along with it. You can see the decreasing moisture as you go more east. But if you're traveling along this route right here, you're going to have a little bit of weather tomorrow night and Friday. When the low gets further east, by late Friday night and the Saturday, it will draw moisture up out of the Gulf region, and you're going to see precipitation return to the plain states there as the low grabs moisture as it heads east. Then we get into Sunday. We have another wave coming through. It's kind of a double-barreled wave. This wave will be coming through Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and Monday morning. This one kind of comes in behind it during the day Monday. Then we've got another wave coming right through here that's going to come in late Tuesday and Wednesday. Since they're going to be quick moving, kind of transient moving on by, it'll be the mountains and areas west of the divide that pick up the better moisture. So you can see by Sunday around noontime and then by Monday morning. This is what the precipitation forecast looks like if we put it all together between today and next Wednesday morning. So you can see the Pacific coast, and there's going to be the Pacific Northwest coast, Western Canada, kind of this is where the waves are going to go through. So there's going to be more precipitation, better snow chances for the mountains, and maybe some will get on into the plains. Just don't know if it's going to be very conducive east of the divide yet, but we at least see the mountains getting back into the action. Some good snow in the Sierra Nevada, good snow in the Tetons. The Wasatch gets into it again, some good snow in the mountains of Idaho. The ski areas of Colorado will be getting into the snow as well, and maybe more snow for the Black Hills area as these waves come on through. So the weather's getting more busy. Do we have that one big monster storm coming up? No, but we have several little ones between Friday and next Wednesday. Have yourself a good Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow.